Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. And hope you're having a great start to your day and to your week. And I'll wait for a few folks to come on to make sure that we're alive. And John, good morning. And Jordan, good to have you watching. Mike from Wawa, Jerry, good to have you on with us this morning. Nativity, yes, our regulars, and Nicole and Amanda, and good to have you on, okay? Nick, good morning to you. Okay, so Lorraine and Irene and Diane. I know I miss people every day, but I like to start by saying hello to a few folks. And good to have you on. Jerry and Andrea, our friends from Nouveau Brunswick, and Maria and Wendy. Good morning to you, Wendy. Mona, you guys are great. Thanks. And Nellie, another good friend and a very loyal listener, is on with us this morning. Gail and Etta and Jocelyn, bonjour. Jeanette, how are you? Coleman. Barry, where's Yolande? I'm waiting for her. There she is. Roma, Karen, good morning to you. Okay. Lee, good morning to you. A good friend, longtime friend. And Jeanette. Okay, guys. Louise, how are you? And Louise, you're in Florida. Good for you. Okay, so now, George from Windsor, and Suzanne and Maureen. They just keep coming up. Another one in Florida. Good friend, Kim. How are you? Francis Marie. Carolyn. Okay. Guys, I want to start off by thanking you for making this, the Reset book, a #1 bestseller. Okay. And it's coming back at the start of the year. Okay. Because we sold out. Our publisher don't want to give us so many, and here we go. But thank you. I thank you for making that certainly #1 bestseller in Canada, and we really appreciate that. Okay, and let's talk. I gotta develop this just for a second here. Our topic this morning, okay? Because I was listening to a radio talk show yesterday. And a caller called in and said, what do I do? My daughter is a vegetarian. And the caller was concerned about that. And the radio host, he wasn't too concerned about it. Now, in fairness to him, his expertise wasn't necessarily in nutrition. He was saying to the gentleman that called in, you got bigger fish to fry. Your daughter, if that's the only thing she's, don't get too hung up on that. And I agree with that to say, hey, come on. I don't like vegetarianism. I don't like veganism. Worse is veganism. It's not science, guys. I've said that many a time, and I will repeat. I'm sorry. There is no science. Now, there's a lot of stuff on the internet. There's a lot of gurus, even colleagues of mine who I have a deep respect for. But it's not true. I'm sorry, it's not true. Because, and you learn this probably in your first couple of days in any nutritional course, is that, there's just too many things missing. If you are a vegetarian, a lot of vegetarians will eat eggs, and good for them. Vegetarians often will eat cheese, Good for them. I like that. So they're not as bad as vegans who will not eat dairy, will not have any dairy, and not have any, obviously eggs. It's craziness in terms of what you are missing. So look, this is a nutrition show, very opinionated, but that's all right. I mean, it's my program and I'm opinionated and I don't care who I go against. So, you got bigger fish to fry. Yeah. This is a very important subject. I was thinking, of two things immediately came into my mind as I was listening to the program. And, I felt like screaming, hello, get your daughter to listen to our podcast. That's what I felt like screaming into the radio. I remember I was telling Rosie this yesterday that a lot of times a patient would come in, a lot of young people, usually, okay? There was, maybe older women or whatever, but usually it was young people, okay? And they were in the office and, well, it's my office. So when they came in and then I found out that they were a vegetarian or a vegan, I would usually grab their little face, okay? And I'd say, can I change your mind? And they'd look at me like I had two heads. Well, we're told at school, we're indoctrinated on the internet that meat is bad for the environment. It's bad for my health, especially red meat. And I've decided I will eat nothing that has eyeballs. I talked to a lady here the other day. I don't eat anything with eyeballs, she said. Well, I said, I feel sorry for you. But it's not only what, it's science. You are missing out. Again, one of the first things that came to my head yesterday was L-carnitine. Now, maybe that means nothing to you, but L-carnitine is only found in the animal kingdom, but even more specifically, L-carnitine is found in red meat, not even in chicken. Ladies, you go, well, who cares? Who needs L-carnitine? You need L-carnitine. Everybody needs L-carnitine. See, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you're not going to drop dead right away from it. It's a slow death. Because every cell in your body needs L-carnitine. What is L-carnitine? It's an amino acid. It's found in red meat. And L-carnitine, one of its most specific functions is to take your vitamins that you're eating, especially your B vitamins. Okay, and because I get asked this every day. Dr. Martin, I take a B complex. Well, good for you. I don't take a B complex. You know why? Because I eat B complex. When you eat a piece of steak, vitamin S, you get all the B vitamins. But Not only that, you get L-carnitine. L-carnitine. What it does, it takes the B vitamins, the whole complex, B1, B2, B3, B5, all the way up. And it drives it inside your cells. And one of the biggest things that I see, I estimate that this is around 80% of the population. You see, if you go look at and Google B12, you will get 40%. But listen, because they're looking at blood work. Oh, your blood is above 200, 250 or whatever of B12. Well, that's not good. You should be between 800 and 1200 B12. Optimize B12. That's what I'm talking about. And B12 is the most important of all your B vitamins. And hello, where do you find B12? I mean, other than a supplement. Steak. Vitamin S. I'm sorry, it's not in chicken. It's not in salad. It's not in vegetables. It's not in spinach. Now that might upset some people. But I don't care if I upset people. I can't help it. I have to tell you the truth. And it always bugs me, even my colleagues who are well educated, but they drink the Kool-Aid of environmentalism. And, that somehow red meat got a bad reputation. It's acidic. You know how many times I heard that? Well, red meat, Dr. Martin, it causes cancer because it's acidic. No, it's not. It's not acidic. It's not. Your body turns it alkaline. It's an alkaline food. What's acidic is sugar. That's what's acidic. Your body can't take sugar and make it alkaline, but your body can take steak and make it alkaline by secreting baking soda. You want to talk about fearfully and wonderfully made? Ooh. No, but guys, that's Nutrition 101. You need, listen, Linda, listen. You need L-carnitine. Without L-carnitine, you don't get your B complex. Without L-carnitine, you're not driving the B vitamins into your cells where they belong. Tell me if you've heard that before. Other than here, I mean. So you can imagine, I'm driving down the highway yesterday, listening to a radio talk show, and my blood pressure is going up. And the radio host, of course, he wasn't an expert in nutrition. He didn't know, but I felt like screaming. Invite me on. I will tell you. But guys, that's science. You know, when you learn about amino acids, you learn the function of L-carnitine. And by the way, you're not getting L-arginine. You know what L-arginine does? Opens up your blood vessels. So, tell me, how can steak be bad for heart disease? If, without eating steak, you don't get L-arginine. You don't get L-carnitine. You just don't. Don't fool yourself. And L-arginine opens up your blood vessels, helps with blood pressure. You know, the little blue pill for men? Ladies, you know about that? They advertise, I've never seen so many advertisements. It started about 15 years ago, or maybe more than that, for the little blue pill. My word. You should have heard me screaming. You want the little blue pill? Eat steak. Men, you're not getting enough L-arginine. L-arginine is the little blue pill. Now, this is a family-friendly show, so I don't want to get into too much detail. But you know what I'm saying? Ooh! B12. B12. You want to get Alzheimer's? Then don't eat steak. Yeah. You want to get Alzheimer's? Don't eat steak. Why? Because your brain will shrink without B12. How do you get B12 in food? Vitamin S, I think. Yeah. It's in red meat. You see why I get a workout every day, guys? Because I hear stupidity every day. And I feel sorry for the younger generation today. My son said this to me, well, his daughter's in college now, but when my granddaughter Addie was in high school, he said, you know what it is, Dad? You know what high school is today? It's 24/7 indoctrination. It's the environment. It's don't eat red meat. It's social, everything's social. That's what they're teaching. 24/7, he said. He said, I've never seen such an indoctrination. These poor young people, they're being lied to. Don't eat meat, it's not good for you. Ooh. Especially red meat. There's nothing better for you. It's the top of the food chain is steak. Little disclaimer, liver's better, but I don't like liver. You're not going to hear me talk about liver too much because I don't like it. And if Dr. Martin don't like it, you ain't going to hear from me too much. Okay? That's just who I am. But liver's better. Liver's better than steak, but Steak is the best because it tastes the best. You almost, listen, I'm gonna say something that's probably, it's controversial, but no, I'm just gonna tell you some things you get innately. You know what I mean by that, innate? I mean, they're just part of you. Part of you. Listen to what I'm going to say. Part of you knows instinctively when you look at a piece of red meat, you know what a dog knows. That's good for me. A dog knows that. Well, look at that meat. That's red meat. I need that. Instinctively, a dog knows that. Instinctively, you know it. But what happens, you have to deprogram yourself. That's what happens to vegetarians and vegans. They deprogram that innate mechanism inside their body that tells them, you know what? I long for that food. Because your body's smart, guys. Your body is smart. And when you become a carbaholic, it's because you're surrounded by carbs. The food industry made sure of it. You see, if you were living on a farm 100 years ago without a TV, you weren't a carbaholic. You just weren't. Instinctively you knew, oh, jeepers creepers, I think I'm going to have bacon and eggs this morning. True or false? You weren't going to get up in the morning on a farm and have a sugary donut, were you? Or go to Tim Hortons and have a carrot. Oh, Dr. Martin, it's a carrot muffin. It must be good. It's carrots. It's got 8 teaspoons of sugar in it. Since when is 8 teaspoons of sugar good for you? But you know what I'm saying? If you lived 100 years ago, without the propaganda, without the marketing, without all the nonsense, think about this for a second. All the marketing to kids, don't eat red meat. That's going to give you cholesterol. You better don't eat too many eggs. Even today, there's a few doctors, I get a headache. There are doctors still today. Better not eat too many eggs. I used to have patients brag because they didn't know me. They just happened to come in. Oh, no, I just have 1 or 2 eggs a week, according to my cardiologist. I would almost grab them by the throat. Not really. But I would say, listen, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. No L-carnitine to drive your nutrients inside the cell. No L-arginine to open up your blood vessels. And I know I'm going to scroll down afterwards. I'm going to get somebody that tells me they don't like steak. I know that. I feel sorry for you. You better be eating bacon then. I have so much fun. But when I hear stuff, I just go, oh. And without B12, your brain doesn't develop properly. You need B12. Without B12, your nerves. You know how key your nerves are? That myelin sheath. You know how many people suffer from neuralgia? They're deficient in B12. And B12 is a large structure vitamin. It's huge compared to the other B vitamins. It's a finicky vitamin, I tell people. B12 is very finicky. First of all, it's only found in red meat. A mouse couldn't survive on the B12 that there is in the plant kingdom. A mouse would die from that. There's not enough. And you're not a mouse. And your grandchildren are not mice. Oh, yeah, but it's their choice. Yeah, I know. But it's not right. It's not right. They won't live as long, and they'll age much quicker. It's a fact. Because you're just missing what your body needs. I was thinking of B12 and just to finish up today, and about all the things I'm reading from my book. Page 64, okay? Here are several signs of low B12. B12 makes your nerves work properly, and therefore people that get numbness and tingling are often low in B12. Here's another sign, tremors. Oh, here's what, muscle. You need B12 for your muscles. It's an essential vitamin. B12 is essential. Muscle weakness, atrophy, clumsiness, brain fog, confusion, your eyes. They always talk about vegetables for your eyes, carrots. The most important vitamin for your eyes is vitamin A, by the way. And carrots don't have vitamin A, they have beta-carotene. And that's all right, there's nothing wrong with it, because that's a precursor to vitamin A. But it's not vitamin A. Proretinol A is found in the animal kingdom. I'm sorry. That's the truth. Depression. We talked about this. Very low in B12, depressive people. Well, here's the reason. I found this to be not necessarily universal, but very, very. Look, I saw thousands of depressed people. And I was looking for deficiencies. Guess which one? Well, they were vitamin D deficient, almost every one of them. You know what the other one was? B12. They weren't steak eaters. Depressed people generally are carbaholics. Well, when you don't feel good, you eat more carbs. It's like cocaine. I got to get a hit. Give me a fix. You get a fix, you feel good for about 10 seconds, and, you're right back down again. That's what carbs do. Crappy carbs. B12. Okay, we talked about your eyes. Visual disturbances of low levels of B12. Heart palpitations. You know how many times I hear that? Heart palpitations. Often deficient in B12. CoQ10 too. B12. Guess where you find CoQ10, by the way? Steak. Shortness of breath. Do you yawn frequently? It's a sign your B12 is low. Anywho, look, I get preachy, I know. but I really get uptight. I just had to tell you that yesterday. Okay, now, this is Christmas week, and let me wish you a Merry Christmas already, okay? But we're going to do programs Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, okay? We'll take Christmas Day off. You don't want to hear from me on Christmas Day, okay? But we'll do 4 podcasts if the Lord is willing. And we thank you for watching. Now, couple of housekeeping stuff. If you're not a member of our Martin Clinic private Facebook group, I talked to some people yesterday. You got to be part of that group. Okay. Don't ask me how to join. I don't know how to do nothing. But if you just say, hey, I'd like to join, and you scroll it, the girls will see it. Our staff will see it, and they'll tell you how to do it. And then you can invite your friends and family and whatever, so that you can tell your vegetarian or vegan relatives that they're wrong. And you don't even have to say it. I'll do it for you. I don't mind. I don't care if they don't invite me back to their Christmas dinner. Can't get together anyways this Christmas. Ooh, you don't even want me to go there. And remember, the book will be back out. We should have a whole slew of copies coming for right in the first week of January. That's what we've been told, okay? And then share this Facebook with your family and friends. You can share it. And the algorithms on Facebook, they'll share it. The more you like it and the more you share it, the more they share it. That's what I'm told anyway. I know nothing, okay? Okay, love you guys and talk to you soon.